Hey guys, MD Prepper here, doing another update. This time we're talking about my new woods gun. I finally broke down and picked it up now that I've gotten the new property. And as you can obviously see, and can tell by the title, I went with the Glock 20 SF, or short frame, and 10mm. Now a lot of you out there will say that the 44 Magnum is a little bit better of a round. I would agree, you're right. But the 44 Magnum revolver's only got 5 or 6 shots in it. It's bigger, it's heavier, it's bulkier overall than this Glock, and there's just less accessories and additions you can do to a revolver. There's a lot more upgrades and options for a Glock. Another option, another reason that I picked Glock is I shoot Glocks a lot. Now this is my first Glock in 10mm. This is my first anything in 10mm. But I like the capacity options, 15+1 in the magazine and in the pipe. And I just like the grip and handle of a Glock. I shoot them a lot. I used to not be a Glock guy. I grew up with 1911s and revolvers, so those were always my top choices. But could not pass this up. I just thought it was a good gun for the money, and it just gives me options, which we'll talk about in a minute. But let's talk about the basic gun here to start with. This is a full-size Glock frame, very similar to the Glock 21, which is the 45. Dimensions on this, the length of the gun, the overall length is 8.07 inches. The height is 5.47. The barrel length is 4.6 inches. A lot of you may say for a revolver or a bigger gun you want a 6-inch barrel. And I may. They do make replacement barrels for this that are 6 inches and do have some compensation in it, ported at the top. So that's a good thing. I may get that at some point, give me a few extra feet per second with the thing. Maybe not. I'm going to try it out with this first. Overall, the weight is tremendously better than a big 4-inch revolver. The unloaded weight on this is 27.51 ounces, so under 30 ounces for a full-size gun to carry around. I think that's tremendous as far as options. A bigger gun, 454 Casull, something like that, may be a better round, but if I don't carry it with me, it doesn't do me any good. This is a woods gun. This is something I'm going to carry with me out the back door, in the woods, down by the river fishing, etc., just in case. And you may say, 10mm is way too much for the woods. Well, I want something big and powerful. I want something highly versatile that I can use for anything I want. Obviously, woodland protection is the biggest purpose of this one, versus bears, and there have been bears sighted on this property, or hogs. A lot of wild hogs. They're a major nuisance in this area. There have not been any spotted in this area, close to me, or on the property, or my neighbor's properties, but I still don't care. At some point, there will probably be hogs around here, and I don't want to run into one with just a 38 in my pocket filled with snake shot. Well, yes, I will have a 38 filled with snake shot for snakes, but I need something bigger. A lot of coyotes around, again, have not been spotted on the property, but have been heard. 10mm is more than enough, way more than enough for something like that, or a fox. But I want something that's going to get the job done overall. Again, I can hunt with this if I need to. There are turkey and deer running all over the place, so if I really want to take one of them in a hurry, well, I've got this if I need to. So, I just thought it was a good choice. Now, I don't typically, when I say trick out and accessorize my handguns, or most of my firearms really. I like to keep things fairly stock, just see what you can do with it. This one I am going to modify a lot because I will be carrying it frequently. One thing that I'm going to do with it, I've already ordered the Lone Wolf replacement barrel, which is more an accurized barrel with standardized rifling in it, and it can handle your cast heavy lead shots, that bullets that are what you want to use versus bears and hogs. You want deep penetration, not hollow points. Hollow points will expand and then they won't hit the deep parts of the animal. They expand too quickly. They're too good versus that thickness of the muscle and bone of a bear or a boar. So this stuff, the 10mm round, is close to a 41 Magnum, which should get the job done. So they issue these to Arctic patrols to fend off polar bears. I don't think I'm going to see too many polar bears around here, but you never know. One might get out of the zoo. Other stats on this, magazine is 15 rounds, which is more than a gracious plenty. So they make 10 rounders too, but in South Carolina we can have 15 rounders or larger, so no problems there. Big honking around, very large, very impressive. I fired this yesterday at my on little personal range. Fired about 100 rounds through it. Loved it. Absolutely loved this gun. Nowhere near the recoil that I expected. And yes, I was shooting some of the hotter loads and some of the lighter loads. It wasn't any worse than a 45. And I don't know what you've heard online, but the recoil on this seems to force backwards a little more into my hand than it does upwards. Less flip to me compared to a 45. So I think that was better. I think that I can get on target quicker with this than I can my standard 45s. Now that may be sacrilege to you guys, but honestly, I've been a 45 guy for many years, and I like this 10 better so far. Fired 100 rounds through it yesterday. Went to the indoor range today because I was just in the neighborhood after work. Fired about another 100 rounds through it, and it's functioned flawlessly, as every other Glock in the world. Standard 5.5 pound trigger on it. I can trade that out and make it a 3.5 pound trigger easily. I think I'm going to keep it as is for now, and we'll see. But, you know, standard Glock, not the prettiest gun in the world. There for you safety sallies. Nothing going on there. This is the SF. The short frame is what that stands for. It's just been thinned around the sides and the back strap so that it's really more like your standard size Glock, the full size, like a 17, something like that, because the other ones were a little too bulky for your average person. I could have gotten the C, the compensated version, for the same price, but I really wanted the slimmer frame, and if I really want to add a compensated barrel and slide, I will do that at some other point. I was worried about recoil because I'd never fired a 10mm until I bought this. I'm not worried about it now. I don't think I need the compensator. I might add that at some point just to do something, but whatever. Not for now. Nice gun. Fits my hand perfectly. Like it a lot. Like I say, I've shot it some. Just 200 rounds, but standard Glock, very nice. Gets the job done. Standard trigger pull, etc. Additions and bonuses that I'm going to do to this thing. Several. I already mentioned the barrel. Going to trade that out. Got the little plug here for the gap here in the back side, just for aesthetic reasons, really, for me. What else? I will almost certainly add a light. I've never added a light to any of my firearms, at least one of my handguns. I will add one to this just because I will be down by the river or down by the shooting range or wherever else in low light conditions at some point. And in case I hear something moving in the brush, yeah, I always carry a pocket flashlight, but I'd really prefer that mounted on the gun. Something, 100 lumens or so, maybe brighter. We'll see. That's going to be another set of videos of my thinking on that. But having it on the gun, ready to go if I need it, or when I step out the back door. I step out the back door and there's not a lot of lighting out there. If I hear something up in the woods, which are close, I want to be able to flash it with flashlight. And if there's some eyes looking back at me, I'd prefer the barrel of my gun already be right in the center of that light beam. So there that goes. I've ordered a very nice holster. Did that over the weekend already. Ordered the Diamond D Guide's Choice. Suchi's got a great video on that review. Saw that a long time back. Didn't think much about it until I thought about this and looked at it. I think it's a perfect choice. Easy to mount up, take on and off, and mounts on your chest, so it's kind of out of the way. It's not going to grab on brush or anything like that. Now for the short term, I've got your standard Serpa holster here. I usually don't like paddle holsters. I really don't like paddle holsters. I prefer the standard belt loops. But for something I need to be slipping on and off for when I step outdoors, for now, this is going to be okay. It's not great. I love the Serpa. I'm not bad-mouthing the Serpa at all, but I'm bad-mouthing the paddle. But for something for quick access on and off, this is going to get the job done in a hurry. That was $35-40, so that'll get relegated to the closet or drawer once I get my nice Diamond D holster, all leather, etc. Don't know how long that's going to be. I asked for that to also be made with the rail, the mount here, so that I can keep the flashlight on it. I already talked about the barrel. Get the Lone Wolf or the extended one. I will probably put some night sights on this. It comes with the standard Glock sights, which I love, have no problems with at all, but considering the use of this gun, I'm probably going to want the low light sights. I will probably use this as my home defense gun in the house as well. I used to use a 357 Magnum, but now that I got something this powerful, hey, why not? What I will do is keep an extra magazine on that Diamond D holster. One's going to have the hard cast lead bullets, and the other one's going to have the hollow points for two-legged varmints. I will switch those out in the evening quite quickly. Maybe leave a hard cast there in the first round in case I got to punch through my door or my, the glass or something and still hit something on the other side and do some damage. And then have the follow-up shots be the hollow points, is what I'm thinking. And there goes my pager. Sorry about that, guys. I'll call that in a second. Anyway, just wrapping up. Ammo is expensive for this gun, but I'm going to start reloading this. I actually have never reloaded a semi-auto round before. I'm just getting into it, doing 38s and all. The basic ammo, this cheap aluminum Blazer 200 grain stuff, is $27.50 a box, and that's about as cheap as I can find it. This is my local gun store, which usually has higher prices on ammo, but even looking online, that's about as cheap as you're going to get it. I bought some bulk buy stuff from Cheaper Than Dirt. That's 500 rounds, about $18 a box, so go to give that a shot. I've ordered a lot of ammo for this. I'm going to be trying those out. I ordered Buffalo Bore, the higher end stuff, the full loaded cartridges, and a bunch of double tap. Those shipped all out today. Hopefully I'll have those by the end of the week and be trying those out soon. So anyway, Glock 20 SF in 10mm. Loving the 10mm round so far. I may actually turn around and get a Glock 29, the little baby Glock in 10mm, if I continue to like this as much as I do. Anyway, guys, this is my Woods gun. Let me know what you think. MD Prepper, out.